Lions tour changes. So they've sent it out. They've said they want to make more money, all right? And they've said they can make more money if they go to France, potentially, if they go to America, all right? If they go to Japan. What are your thoughts on the Lions potentially removing Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, or adding to it? Which means then, if they add to it, it would be a 16 years between tours to that country.
Ridiculous. That's like going Calcutta Cup time. Look, Scotland, we're actually going to play Wales for the Calcutta Cup. And then we're going to... No. We're going to go to Canada next year. And we're going to
We lost it. We lost it last year. So actually this year we're not going to play you.
Yep.
We're going to play
We'll play Uruguay.
We'll play Uruguay.
Yeah.
Because we'll beat
How about
them.
that? Yeah. Ridiculous. If it goes ahead, they're getting greedy now.
Do you know what I think they're doing? I reckon I think they're upset that Australia made a lot of money. All right, Australia made a load of money from hosting it. I think they were a little bit upset that Australia weren't that good, or they went in there thinking they were going to whoop them. They didn't whoop them.
No,
it was successful for Australia. They think that France at the moment are a better side. What I would say is, I get all those points.
Are they due to go to New Zealand next?
They're due to go to New Zealand next year. I like the idea that if they did it in France, it means more people would go and support for like a one-off weekend. Like, we couldn't afford to go to New Zealand to watch British and Irish Lions, okay? But we could afford to go to France and watch the British and Irish Lions.
Yeah, but that's not the point. Like, the point of it is, how long has the Lions been happening?
Well, a long time.
A long time. And they've been going to the same 3 countries
for a long time.
And it's the prestige of it.
I agree with you.
Like the Calcutta Cup, like the Ashes. I understand that, especially like the Ashes or the Calcutta Cup, it goes from one place to the next place rather than just being in that sole country. But that's the point of a touring team.
I think it's also like from the players' point of view.
Like, okay, for instance, New Zealand going to South Africa. Yes, they'll get some money from it, but the majority of the money will go to South Africa, won't it?
Well, apparently, so this is another thing which I've learned about, is a joint venture. So the British and Irish Lions would have also made a huge amount of money.
Yes, but they just have to split it into 4.
But that would have to be shared into 4.
Yeah.
Whereas if and I think this is why they're doing it, they're going to go back now to New Zealand, South Africa, or Australia and say, all right, you've got to bid for it. You've got to give us more money because we generate all this money. We want a bigger portion of it. So why don't we split it 5 ways? You get a fifth and all the others get a fifth. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to bleed a bit of more money out of the hosts, which I think is terrible. And I absolutely agree with you. Obviously, we've got an invested interest, but what makes the Lions special is they go to New Zealand, they go to South Africa, and they go to Australia. And traditionally, they are the 3 most difficult places to go and tour.
Yeah.
And that's important as well, isn't it? You've got the Aussie crowds who give them a stick.
Yeah.
You got the South African crowds who are tough.
Horrid.
Yeah. And last but not least, we've got my cat here as well. What you doing? And then last but not least, you've got the New Zealanders who are quietly abusive.
Yeah.
Which is difficult.
I just think it's ridiculous. Honestly, I think that's ridiculous. If they're going to Japan, France, then it loses all credibility
prestige,
or prestige. 'Doesn't it? Yeah. Bloody hell.
Bloody hell. It? Yeah. Bloody hell. It? 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 Bloody hell.
It just loses it all.
I agree with you.
It dilutes it.
Yeah. Dilutes it. You got it right this week. It was good.
Did I? I took ages talking about that last time, didn't I?
Right. Last topic. Is the Super Rugby competition good enough for New Zealand and Australia to prepare them for test match footy?
You could say that about any competition.
Or what are you saying?
I'm saying it is.
Why?
Because there's rivalries throughout it. You know, you think about Wellington and Auckland, big rivalry. Christchurch and Auckland, big rivalry. Highlanders and Christchurch, big rivalry. And then, you know, I can't necessarily comment on the Australian teams, but there'll be rivalries throughout.
Oh, you know, New South Wales and Queensland.
Correct.
Massive
Big
rivalry.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the underdog of the force versus everyone.
Yeah.
Canberra being, you know, this Johnny come lately.
Yeah.
That's how they're perceived, you know, in reality. Because it was traditionally always Queensland and New South Wales.
Yeah.
And then Brumbies came along, and I mean, seriously, my cat is getting all excited. He's coming here, he's sitting over there, he's got all excited because there's a bird outside. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is this is an experiment.
Okay.
I'm going to open up the window. Right.
Here's
the option.
You got to do it quietly, though.
Here's the option to go out.
You got to do it quietly.
All right. I'm going to do it.
Got to do it quietly. It's a magpie. They're cunning. You're doing a good job.
Right, so he has an option now. This is like David Attenborough.
Yeah, this is, isn't it?
He has an option to go outside
So it's a magpie.
and attack the bird.
Oh, he's not
But
interested.
he's so
now.
pathetic that he will just sit there and act like he's going to go and get him. Look at him.
Yeah,
Just go and get him,
yeah,
Stripes.
What a coward.
Right, so you think it's good enough? Why?
I think it's good enough because it's intense rugby. It's flamboyant rugby. It is rivalry rugby.
All right, so this is what other people are saying. They're saying it's not the same intensity as Test match rugby. Okay, without the South Africans, without their style of play, it then equates to popcorn rugby.
Okay. I can understand that, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's not readying you for Test match rugby. You know, just because we don't play the South Africans doesn't mean that we're not necessarily prepared or Test match ready. No one's Test match ready until they've played a couple of Test matches.
Would you say like the French top 14 is more like Test footy? Would you say that the URC is more like...
The URC is probably more like Test match rugby than the top 14.
Why?
Because it's got the South African teams in it.
Okay.
If we're going down that avenue.
And the Scottish teams and the Irish teams and the Welsh teams.
It's got more pools to play, if that makes sense. You've got South Africa, like you said, England.
Doesn't have England.
Oh, sorry. Ireland, Scotland.
I've just gone through them all, but you go through them.
Yeah, but then, you know, and if you're going down that way, then, you know, so if we're going down that, then the URC is the best competition in the world.
Okay.
To get you Test match ready.
All right. I like that. Also think Champions Cup is a really good competition for a Test match. You'd arguably say. You're seeing playing lots of teams from around the world. I'm going to say I think it is good enough. And I'm going to tell you why I think it's good enough. And most of that comes down to the fact that you're playing against All Blacks.
Yep.
You're playing against Wallabies.
Yep.
And they're not that diluted.
Yeah.
You know, like you've got a lot of All Blacks playing for the Crusaders. You've got a lot of All Blacks playing for Auckland. You've got a lot of All Blacks playing for Wellington. the Chiefs. Maybe not as many as we'd like playing for the Highlanders, right? You're also playing Fiji. So
Yep.
you've got to travel over there. You've got to play against
And they're
them
brutal at home.
At home. So you've got the travel element, whereas in Europe, you don't have the travel element,
No.
right? So, when you fly to South Africa, I suppose you do in the URC now, but you do in the URC, actually, to be fair. My point being is you're playing All Blacks versus All Blacks, right? The Wallabies are playing against the All Blacks. We're playing against the top Wallabies. You
Yep.
look at, the New South Wales Waratahs. They're stacked full of Wallabies.
Yeah, they are.
And the world game now is fling it and yang it, right? Now, that means that where that was a problem before with Super Rugby, where they went from a style of rugby that was completely different to international rugby, that is no longer the case.
I agree.
Another reason is because when South Africa were in Super Rugby,
Yep.
the players would say playing against the New Zealand teams was the closest they got to the same intensity as an international.
Yeah.
So now
We're playing our own.
We're playing our own more often
Yeah.
than we were before.
Yep.
All right. So I think it's good enough.
Yeah.
They just need the right coach. Hopefully we've got him, who's going to come in, he's going to bring the team together, and we're going to go to South Africa and we're going to show them that actually the difference between the two teams is not as marked as people might think.
Yeah.
People need to stop slagging off Super Rugby and saying it's not a good competition, because it is a good competition. The quality of rugby is excellent.
Quality of rugby is great.
Quality of the players is great.
Yep.
Yes, we are losing more and more players to overseas, and they do need to do something
But
about
that's
that.
not necessarily because of the quality of rugby.
No, that's the money.
Yes.
Yeah. So I hope this tour to South Africa brings in a huge amount of money, which then goes back to those top players and developing.
But it's not
rugby
necessarily the top players
that are leaving.
Are leaving. It's the young ones.
Do you know, since COVID, Super Rugby players haven't had a pay rise.
Really?
Yeah, so they haven't had a pay rise, Super Rugby players. Therefore, they get paid a really small amount of money now, compared to what they're getting overseas. And that's the bigger problem. Right, mate, what caught your eye over the weekend?